and selected members of the organized private sector this Sunday. State House correspondent Bansbahu Dan Wahab has more.
Times are hard, and there are hues and cries in town. And inasmuch as the man in front targets the good of all and a greater Nigeria, these issues cannot wait, even on a Sunday. Desperate measures are playing out for the desperate moments as the captain of Team Nigeria gets on a round table with captains of industries. The present issues notwithstanding, the banter was warm as the president himself was from this constituency. And then, the meeting entered its crucial mode behind closed doors. And after about 3 hours, it was a new hope yet again.
To bring life back to the economy.
President Bola Tinubu pointed towards the light at the end of the current path through the tunnel, assuring Nigerians, including the downtrodden, of an imminent economic recovery capable of transforming the nation for better.
We are looking for additional efforts that might help the downtrodden Nigerians, and we will provide that hope and the assurance that the economic recovery is on its way. We are not saying that we have all the answers, but we will not be blamed for not to try. We assure Nigerians that we will do our best to get our Marshall Plan in place and fashion out the best economic future for this country.
To achieve this greater prosperity for the country and its people, the President set up a tripartite economic advisory committee to create an interface among the federal, subnationals, and the organized private sector.
No, I think we had a very, very good meeting, and what we discussed is generally about the economy, food security, security of the nation. We discussed everything in detail.
And we have all the potentials, and we have all that it takes to make Nigeria, get right through these turbulent times and put the economy back on a sustainable keel. I think there is a unity of purpose, a determination, the sense of patriotism and determination by all to make it happen. And by the special grace of God, it's now the execution.
Foreign exchange rate, which we know has always been the problem, for the past 2 or 3 months, we have discussed on how to, bring the foreign exchange, the rate down, because we all know that what is happening in, as regards the foreign exchange is artificial, is manipulative, and thank God, the CBN, is doing quite a lot now.
I leave this meeting with a lot of enthusiasm, excitement and optimism about the future of our country. I believe that implementing the decisions we arrived at today will help propel our economy and help alleviate the poverty in the land, help create employment and help put food on the table.
All governors have resolved to join hands with Mr. President to ensure that you provide the necessary intervention to cushion the effect of what we are going through.
Manufacturers are looking forward to an environment that is conducive for business, and so the issues surrounding foreign exchange, insecurity, and general operating environment were discussed. And we received the assurances of Mr. President that very soon we are going to start to see some major changes. And I think the advisory committee that will be formed, the private sector will play a very significant role.
The committee is to appraise economic trends regularly and advise the President accordingly. From the State House, Musbah Dan Wahab, NT News.
And to other news, Africans, Nigerians inclusive, had from time immemorial enjoyed high degree of social cohesion and teamwork under communal living with secure division, with modernization and technology transferred from the Western world. Values of communal living collapsed. advancing to individualism with attendant consequences. Tassio Mary examines effect and way forward.
This is what communal living in Africa portrays, where everyone knows each other and bonding.
Even the communal pounding is fun. You can see the excitement on their faces as they pound and they sing songs that is no longer payable due to technology.
In fact, such a lifestyle also encourages residents to eat, farm, and engage in social activities together, as portrayed here in Kuje Area Council.
You sit them together around, you eat together. There's baraka inside it. But now, if you have two wives, the other woman will take her children and eat separately. This one will take her children and eat separately. There is no baraka inside it. Before, if you see an old woman coming from the farm, you don't even know him at all. You follow him, you run and follow him, carry his load on your head to his house. Now, if it is your uncle, you see him coming with load there, you run away.
Such scenarios have, however, been exchanged for high fences, mansions, and big gates, with modernization keeping families enclosed. Although modernization entails economic development, political and cultural change, observers say its effect is gradually eroding communal living as one hardly knows his next door neighbor.
Modernization has caught up with us, and we are no longer, we have thrown away the spirit of fraternity, the spirit of brotherhood, the spirit of unity, oneness, and so it has become difficult for us to know the stranger, since we don't even know who the next door neighbor is.
We see people that are not our relatives, are not anyway connected to us, but they follow our parents home, they follow them to the farm to also bring in this farm produce, thereby bringing about unity and togetherness. And that way, when there's something happening with another person in that community, you are informed because the closeness, you will just know. As such, even when the insecurity wants to come into the town, you don't even know, because the visitor who came in, you are not even aware who is she, who is he, and thereby in the night he does harm and go away.
If I don't know a neighbor, then I try to look around and see who are his visitors. Now, if they're the kind of persons that are approachable through your neighbor's visitors, you'd now be able to reach out to your neighbors.
In addition to building walls of separation among neighbors, where help is miles away in the event of emergencies or security threats, modernization through technological devices turns even family and friends to strangers as they are worlds apart.
The child is engrossed with his or her phone, and sometimes you won't see them watching television, and you are talking to them, they don't seem to hear what you are saying. And apart from that too, you see, in those days, people used to maybe visit friends, sit outside in communities to discuss issues. But these days, everyone is engrossed in his own technology advancement in the area of...
This is a typical urban family setting in Abuja. Everyone here is engrossed in his or her phones and other devices, where the family bond is almost absent. Security experts say while modernization promotes the use of technology to make life easier, if not properly checked, can promote individualism.
In case of distress call, even the community can provide information to the security with a model, with the technology. We can also use it in terms of sharing information among the unit commanders, the brigades. At the same time, at one time, using technology, we can send information to the entire divisional police offices that we have in 773 local governments.
There's nothing wrong having 2 or 3 commissioners of police in a state. Commissioner in charge of communities, commissioner in charge of marine police, commissioner in charge of forest police. We need to do this. We need to think beyond the box.
The ripple effect of these is silence, complacency, and nonchalant attitude of people towards one another and affairs of the state.
Stakeholders have continued to advocate that in spite of modernization and advancement in technology, there is the need for physical interaction within one's environment. Now, do you know who your neighbor is? For Deadline 360, Tessie Omeri reporting.
Meanwhile, youth particularly are at risk of engaging in crime, especially when they are idle. The Caring Youth Initiative, a non-profit organization, is unveiling various developmental programs to shape the Nigerian youth. Moses Kuye reports.
Keeping young people engaged has shown to be effective in preventing and reducing delinquency and crime. Based on that reasoning, the Caring Youth Initiative is keen on empowering the youth and making them more productive.
We are working on how we can change the face of agriculture right from the secondary school. It can be boastful also that I want to become a farmer or agricultural engineer, so that they can dive into it, have the passion for it right from their secondary school before going for what they want to do in the higher institution.
Your youth initiative is an organization that carry youths together. So we want to initiate something that our youth will work toward it. Sitting idle without doing anything is very bad to everybody.
The organization focuses on key areas such as ICT, agriculture, and entrepreneurship.
They say it's the devil's workshop. But if the youth are gainfully engaged, they will reduce the crime rates in the
so that we want to be the shoe to the footless. We want to be clothes that the naked wear. We want to quench the thirst of the hungry in the area of passing knowledge, in the area of information.
The Caring Youth Initiative is a youth-based organization that works toward reducing youth idleness, which is one of the leading causes of crime in Nigerian society. In Abuja, Moses Kuye, NTA News.
Now to health. A recent medical breakthrough in the treatment of type 1 diabetes, which could replace the need for regular insulin injections, has been hailed and declared a welcome development. Hakimat Ali brings us details about the discovery of the drug for the treatment of diabetic cancer by a US-based Nigerian medical doctor, Christopher Ayo Otiko.
The research discovery disclosed by Dr. Christopher Otiko, a podiatric specialist with more than 2 decades of medical experience as a foot and ankle surgeon, shows a successful manipulation of existing pancreatic stem cells to prompt the production of insulin that can treat diabetic cancers. Speaking on his discovery of the drug tetracyte, Dr. Otiko expresses determination to ensure that Nigerians benefit from the drug, which has been acclaimed to be 10 times more effective than others in circulation.
And the result was tetracyte. It's pretty miraculous what it can do. And let me go to the next slide. So after all my years of work, I started this project in 2008, and we finally got FDA registered for tetracyte in 2016. So 8 years of research.
Dr. Christopher Otiko also discloses that tetracyte heals all kinds of wounds and burns, adding that it has already been used and proven to be a success on some cases in Nigeria.
Any diabetic wounds, but any kind of wound, a traumatic wound, cut, post-op wound, burns, any kind of wound. 1 bottle of this, the result 21 days later was cure.
The drug tetracyte has been medically certified as the world's most potent drug for the treatment by the Drugs Agency in the United States. The discovery is also globally recognized as a turnaround in the treatment of diabetic cancers.
From health and to culture, the Fulani community in the Buhari Area Council of the FCT now has a traditional leader, Abdulaziz Yahya, who is expected to help in the leadership coordination of the Fulani people. His installation as the fourth Ardo Fulani in Buhari brought guests from far and near to share in the historic moment. Abdullahi Ajay captured the sight and sound of the event.
Tudun Fulani, a popular Fulani community in the Buhari Area Council, was agog with the LEA Nomadic School playing host to the installation ceremony of a new Ardo, which fulfills the traditional rites and ritual of a new leader. Political and community leaders who graced the occasion commend the great contributions of the Fulani people, whom they say are parts of the Abuja inhabitants for more than a century.
As a son of the soil of the Fulani in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja Emirate, which is today Suleja Emirate, met Fulani here. Even the Pai Emirate, Pai is older than Suleja. So if Suleja cannot be regarded as non-indigenous in Abuja, I don't know how people who will be here hundreds of years before the coming of Suleja from Zazzau to form Suleja will be regarded as non-indigenous.
We've been waiting for this day for a very long time, and our sincere and earnest desire on behalf of the chairman of the council is for his reign to be a very peaceful reign, a reign full with blessings, a reign full with development.
Inshallah, I will try all my possible in the education line, in situation that we are in this country, to make sure that our people, they understand what is happening. Life has changed. Everybody should change.
The new leader and his council members are tasked with leadership responsibilities, especially helping to champion education of their children and supporting security and community peace.
What they can do. So that's why I have told him that he has a lot of responsibility to really do something and then educate the people on the need to be good behavior.
The FCT administration has emphasized inclusivity. Everyone must be educated.
The news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and still to come on the news. Al-Hababiyya Zakat and Empowerment Foundation reaches out to indigent persons in the FCT. These and more in just a moment.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity
at 7.
The native station NTA Channel 5 Abuja
would say have a lovely day.
Welcome back. The Federal Capital Territory, in its commitment to fostering positive societal transformation through education, humanitarian, and development activities. Hawa Gimba reports on the event which was held in Guzape with the theme, Work Combating Poverty.
The Al-Habibiyya Islamic School, as well as took up payment of educational needs of Obey, adding that it is one of the fastest way to gain wealth and attract Allah's favor.
It is an act of donating.
In the Holy Quran, will reduce the level of poverty within the Ummah.
New skills and
other abilities, they'll be able to now use these funds in generating new wealth. That is actually taking people off the poverty line.
Chief Imam of Halabibia Islamic Society, Fuad Adeyemi, says zakat as payment of exam fees for students.
Yes, it's going to add my business.
I'm so happy. I can't even contain my happiness.
The Halabibia Zakat and Empowerment Foundation is an arm of the society established in 2009 to help the needy.
The numerous benefits of sport to an individual's physical and mental development are some of the highlights put forward to encourage students of the federal government Boys College, Abuja, during the school's maiden inter-house sport athletic sports.
It was a dream come true for the Federal Government Boys College, Abuja, as a community when the school witnessed its first inter-house sports competition since inception for more than 2 decades. Memorable. Against all odds of facility constraints, the school management, led by the director and principal, hinged the determination to hold the sporting event as a result of its importance on the overall development of students' academic well-being, while also discovering talents for future greatness.
I'm highly elated, full of joy, full of gratitude that we are experiencing this, knowing the importance of it. And I'm very sure we'll be able to discover 1 or 2 talents that perhaps can go places.
It's something to worry about, not having a field for these children to have an inter-house sports. So this maiden edition is like a dream come true. And today we are witnessing it.
The day's contest began with a march past, where the houses were represented. The oath of participation and neutrality signaled the commencement of the field and track events, where the boys exhibited their individual and team talents. The track also featured invitational relays from other schools in the FCT.
This, their development is assured. Sports has a way to develop these children. Even from timidity, you see them coming up to the limelight. So through this sports, you see different talents are coming up.
At the end of the contest that showcased latent talents, the Republic House in yellow emerged the overall champions, with the Independence in blue coming second, while the Unity House in green finished third, and the National in red came last. While the moments of celebration lasted, the school management enjoined all sustainability in the interest of the students' development.
Similarly, Red House, also known as Region Ruby, has emerged champions at the Mervyn Academy Inter-House Sports Competition with a total of 33 medals. Sports correspondent Francisca Villa is standing by with details of that report.
The 2024 Mervyn Academy First Inter-House Sports Competition witnessed a plethora of sporting activities and a high level of competitiveness from nursery and primary school pupils, with the secondary school students not left out. Heralding the event for the day was the march past, which brought out the creativity of the 4 houses, namely Emerald in green, Sapphire in blue, Raging Ruby in red, and Diamond House in yellow. The respective houses showed their skills and fought for honors and bragging rights in different track and field events, including football,